Objection!
Continuing. January 8th, 1:21 p.m. District Court. Defendant Lobby number 1. So we're finally going to see the tiger on stand. We've almost got this case won now, Nick. I wish I could agree. Huh? When I cross-examined Mr. Armstrong just now, he said he was just doing what the tiger told him to do. But Godot picked up on it, remember? He pointed out that without proof, we don't know if what he testified is the truth. You think Mr. Armstrong was lying? I don't know. But if that's the line the prosecution takes, we could be in trouble. I get the feeling that we don't have the case-making evidence we're going to need. Hey, pal! We will soon. Detective Gumshoe. What are you so jumpy about, Detective? Your hair's standing on end. Hey, that's the pot calling the kettle black, little Miss Top Knot. It's not a top knot! Never mind about the hair, just calm down, alright? I can't stand when I don't have a job to do. I kinda get wound up. Ugh. No kidding. You gotta have something you need me to do, pal. Anything. Well, hey, I'm gonna take a jog back down to the precinct. I can get some prints analyzed for you if you've got an hour. An hour? The trial will have reconvened by then. But, Nick! We still don't have any real decisive piece of evidence, right? True. Without some kind of trump card to pull out of the bag, we're really stuck. You said you could get some fingerprint analysis done in an hour? You bet. In that case, would you mind checking the prints on this for me? What are you doing, Nick? Check some prints for us. Shouldn't he be checking this? That's the small bot I gave back to you this morning, right? Alright, sorry. The victim's ear medication that we found in the kitchen? Look, it even says covered in unidentified fingerprints right in the court record. You're right. Actually, that's been gnawing at me too. So you look into it for us. Not bad. What about the thing I asked you to run a check on? Oh, that, sure. I'll see what I can do if we got any spare time. Spare time, it feels so unimportant now. Okay, I'll get this off to the lab right away. Just make sure you don't lose the case before I get back. This is pretty much the final showdown, I guess. It's time to separate the phonies from the real guys. January 8th, 1:56 p.m. Court will now reconvene, and Mr. Godot, did you find the Furio Tigre? I even tamed him for you. It was a 3-cup job, no problem. You tamed him? The guy's name may be Furio Tigre, but come on. He's pretty lively. Be careful, he still bites. Very well, please show Mr. Tigre to the stand. Why are you red, though? Witness, please state your name and occupation for the... Don't hide under the table, Maya, unless there is room for me down there, too. Would you mind? What'd you say to me? Nothing. I didn't say nothing. Honest. Who could have guessed that fear would induce a bad Brooklyn accent in the judge? I got business to take care of, you hear me? So who the hell called me into this hole? Was it you, Spiky? Ugh, no, of course not. It was the judge. Your Honor? Oh dear, I seem to have dropped my pen. Where on earth is it? Don't mind me, just carry on with proceedings as normal. That's it, we're doomed. Maybe you didn't hear me. I said who the hell was in that called me in here? There's no need to shout. We can all hear you. What'd you say? There's no point struggling. You're caught in the snare, the relentless snare of the law. And I'm the one that hauled you in. Don't let him get the better of you, Nick! Let's start with the basics. You know about the incident in question, correct? Incident? I don't know nothing about no stinking incident, Mask Boy. You mean you didn't attend the previous trial of Maggie Bird? Maggie who? I've got more important things to do than watch courtroom dramas. Of course. Well, perhaps you could give us your testimony then. Please tell us about what you did on the day of the murder. Phoenix Wright. You're the one who set this up, didn't you? You're gonna regret the day you ruffled that tiger's fur. You hear what I'm saying? Maybe I should have brought a diaper with me today. Get a grip, Nick! I don't know nothing about no murder. I was tied up with business in December last year. Spent all my time in my office. I got whales lined up borrowing cash from Tender Lender every single day. You just want to check my alibi? Just ask Violetta. Ah, last I found my pen. Very well then. But what is it? Please, witness, if you could refrain from shouting out like that. I know the kind of game that guy in blue plays. That lowlife ain't no lawyer. He just punches away at stupid details till he wins. Lowlife? Listen, smarty. Every time you ask me something that doesn't relate to this case, I'm gonna bill you $50,000 and you's gonna borrow the cash from me. That one loan contract I refuse to sign. And don't think it ain't gonna hurt when you tangle with the tiger. I love a good spectator sport. Just a minute. That's really not... This witness is, how can I put it, a hungry tiger roaming the urban jungle. Get on his bad side and he'll bite everyone's head off, yours too. Very well, I have no choice but to impose a penalty system here. You just better be listening. I said I got business to take care of, big business. If I don't split now, I ain't gonna catch my bus. The court will impose a penalty for any irrelevant pressing of witness testimony. Keep that in mind as you begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. You can do it, Nick! Come out from under there already, would you, Maya? Are you sure about that? Were you talking about 1 month ago, you know? We're talking about 1 month ago. You see these teeth? That's how sharp Miss Secretary is. Sharp. Is he talking about Viola Cadaverini? She writes everything in my scheduler. December, mainly in office. That's what it says, so that's what I was. Seems like a rather sketchy schedule. Ugh. There he goes again. Ugh. What the tiger did all December isn't the issue. What's important is what he was doing on the day of the murder, so now what? Mr. Tigray, what do you want? If you wouldn't mind going into a bit more detail. This is a dead end, try it and you know it. Remember the rules. No, it's essential that we establish the witness's alibi accurately. I agree. The victim was killed on December 3rd. Were you in the office that day too? Maybe you ain't listening. Of course I was. I never set foot outside. I had meetings all day with a bunch of cats wanting to do business with me. I ain't never seen that young kid before. I do believe the witness's last statement was important. Mr. Goddard, if you could please. Mr. Tigray, the court asked that you add that last testimony to your testimony. Well, be a man, Your Honor. Ask him yourself. Mr. Tigray, you claim you didn't know Mr. Glenn Elg. But it appears that Mr. Glenn Elg knew you. What? Mr. Elg left this little note on his calendar. Meet with the tiger. And the date? December 3rd. December 3rd? That's the day of the murder. So, Mr. Tigray, I submit that you did indeed know one Mr. Glenn Elg. Because on the very day of the incident, you met with him. Not bad, that you's actually not bad. Sorry? I was just messing with yous to see how good you were. Did you hear that, Nick? He said you're not bad. That's one compliment I can do without. Plus, he's lying through his teeth. Witness, please remember that you're under oath. Lies will not be tolerated. You's calling me a liar? Is that what you're doing? Uh-oh. So you're saying that you claim to have never seen the kid before is the truth? I said I'm dead serious. You better believe that's the truth. Huh. Then I'd say that gives me time to enjoy another cup of pure black magic. That is, while you testify for the court. Again, Mr. Tigray. Oh yes, would you mind indulging the court witness? You never actually met the victim? That's got to be a lie right there. It's time I nailed this guy. Ain't no lie, I never met Glenn Elg. There was some lame guy with that name that wanted to borrow cash from me. I set up a meeting with the guy at my office, Tender Lender. I waited around for him, but he ain't never showed. I ain't never even been to Trebi on joint, you see it? see. It all seems perfectly logical. You had arranged to meet with the victim, but he didn't show up. I've heard it's pretty hard to keep appointments when you're dead. Very well, you may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Didn't I tell you I got a big deal going down today? I ain't got to make my bus now. I'm gonna have to take the express train. The bill's going straight to you, Wright. I think this would be the answer. Never? Not even once? Not even once. I was in my office the day that went down. I didn't put no poison in no kid's coffee, capiche? Do you think you really didn't meet Glenn Ed? Not likely. Because I'm convinced that the guy's behind the whole thing. So you mean the whole testimony he just gave was a big lie? Of course. So we can't afford to give him time to think of ways to plug the leaks. We've got to nail him once still. Okay. Mr. Tagare, is there something you'd like to tell the court about these matches? Matches? What's you talking about? We found them in your office at Tender Lender. They're from that restaurant. Have you really never been to Trebian before? What was a book of restaurant matches doing in your desk? You've been snooping around in my stuff now too, wise guy? What, you my ball and chain? Ain't no broad controlling me. Except the one at your office who does. Order, order, will witness? I think it's time you started telling us the truth, don't you? Ugh. Sorry, I'm terribly sorry, forgive me. I ain't no pussycat, I don't go back on what I said. But okay, I was at the joint that day. But what? But listen good, alright? I might have been there, but I still never met the kid. Well, well. Looks like an order just came in from another testimony. I'm this close to proving it was him. He did meet Glenn Elg that day, and he did put poison in his coffee. He must have. I was supposed to meet with the kid at the restaurant that afternoon. When I opened the door to the joint, I saw an ugly scene. The guy was laid out over the table, stiff as concrete. I figured if the place wasn't hot already, it was gonna be, so I split. I heard the cop sirens on my way out, and I went straight back to my office. I see. You didn't actually meet with him in the end, then. Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Yes, Your Honor. Hold it. If I wait around any longer, I ain't gonna even make the normal express. No more stupid questions. Huh. No problem. Anytime Tripe presses you on something irrelevant, I'll see you pay as a penalty. Mr. Goddard, that's my job. Your job is to slam the little hammer of yours and call a guilty verdict. So do it. Yes, sir. The special express ain't cheap, mate. Just so yous know, since yous payin'. Oh my, doesn't the rule of law mean anything around here? The meeting wasn't due to take place at the Tender Lender at all then. The kid was making a fuss about coming to the office. It's always that way when I want to talk about the payment. Even though I got the best punching bag you've ever seen if there's any issues. Maybe it's because of the punching bag that people are scared to come? That's why you decided to meet at Trebian? Huh. You're going over old ground again, Trite. So sorry. You just earned yourself a penalty, now suck it down. Hey, I didn't tell him to keep asking shit. You mean you saw Glenn Elg's dead body? I guess I did, but I only saw him from behind. I don't know where I'm going with this accent. He was wearing some raggy bit of clothes you call a hat. And what time was this? I don't know. Huh? You know what winds me up more than anything else in this world? Watches, round watches. I ain't gonna pollute my paws with some stickin' henpecker. Out of interest, Mr. K, what winds you up the second most? Huh? What do you think? Square watches. Is Square for real? Look, all I need to know was that something bad was going down in that place. You went straight back? Did a bout of guilt suddenly hit you for what you did? What are you trying to say? You trying to tell me you ain't never been guilty of nothing? We all have our swallowed dark secrets we hide. Like this! The courtroom's not exactly the place to talk about dark secrets, is it? It seems you've done it again, Mr. Wright. Another irrelevant line of questioning. Shut the fuck up. What do you think? He's running out of ways to avoid the truth. I need to press him fast before he has time to think of things through. I've got to come right back at him with a contradiction. Be careful what you press him on, though, or you'll get penalized.